Figure-8s are great exercises to practice. This is when you do 2 half donuts around 2 points of references. I turn around 1 point of reference normally and I maintain a moderate speed. I then apply full throttle, and as I feel my rear tires slipping, I counter steer. As I counter steer, I release some throttle so then I stabilize myself at angle. Another well-known method for initiating is by clutch kicking. Turn around the point of reference normally, then fully apply the clutch and throttle, then release the clutch quickly with the throttle still fully applied, and counter steer as you feel slip building up at the rear. As you're counter steering, make sure to release some throttle or do a quick clutch dip to stabilize yourself at angle. Throttle control is important for maintaining a figure of 8. Aim to make your rear tires slip at a constant rate for a stable angle. Now we'll look into transitioning. Momentarily release some throttle and steer slightly outwards. Then counter steer according to the surface you're going over and reapply throttle. The less corrections made with your steering wheel, the better your throttle control probably is. However, don't be afraid to make micro corrections. If you feel yourself understeering or being pushed outwards, steer slightly inwards. In general, be smooth, precise, and consistent. Figure-8s are great to practice left foot braking, and this controls your rotation and how you pivot around the front. Add some braking input depending on potential understeer you may feel. This pivots the front and helps eliminate being pushed outwards. Clutch kick transitions are fast, effective, and snappy ways of transitioning. Release the throttle, apply the clutch, then floor the throttle and quickly release the clutch. Also stabilize with a slight throttle lift or clutch dip. And of course counter steer accordingly. By this time you should start getting figure-8s looking like this. Don't be afraid of using left foot braking. Micro corrections on the steering wheel are okay, especially when just using the throttle pedal. Your transitions should be in the middle between the 2 points of references, in this case the 2 light posts. Doing extended figure-8s is also a useful exercise, which is when you accelerate during transitions and the half donuts are performed close to the points of references. Here we'll be practicing left foot braking used for slowing down after the transitions. This is a good exercise to practice for professional drift cars such as the VDC cars. Release some throttle and apply the brakes firmly. Make sure to keep some slip at the rear to keep yourself within the power band by keeping some throttle applied. It's important to be precise with your braking and throttle input here. You can alternatively use the clutch as well. This is good for keeping the revs high. This is essentially a clutch kick during the braking phase. Apply the brakes and clutch quickly, then get on throttle and quickly release the clutch. This is another effective way of slowing down after the transition. We can also use the foot brake and hand brake for effective braking. Use the hand brake to slow down the rear 2 wheels and the foot brake for the front 2, especially since there is forward brake bias. Apply the clutch, then foot brake and hand brake, then let go of the foot brake and hand brake, get on throttle and release the clutch. This is a fast process and requires precision with your inputs. Also make sure to use the clutch properly, especially when using the handbrake, since the car is rear-wheel drive, and by locking the rear tires you can also stall the engine if not using the clutch. To exit the figure-8, gradually release the throttle and center the steering wheel. I published a SimDrift book available on Amazon via the link below. It includes topics such as force feedback settings, setups, and of course driving techniques, and many others. Thank you for watching.